Have you ever wondered whether a state is on the brink of collapse? Every year, economic realities, population shifts, and climate challenges spark debates about which states are thriving and which are falling behind. With rising real estate costs, soaring crime rates, unsustainable tax policies, and crumbling infrastructure, it's no wonder many Americans believe some states are teetering on the edge of disaster. To uncover the truth, we surveyed over 3,000 Americans to find out which states they think are heading for economic and social collapse. The results? Eye-opening. Some states that were once symbols of opportunity and growth are now in a rapid decline. Today, we'll reveal the 10 fastest collapsing states in 2025. While a few might not surprise you, others could leave you shocked. This is a must-watch if you live in or are considering moving to one of these states. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Economy Explorer for more insights into the trends shaping our world. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support helps us continue delivering valuable content. Now, let's get into it. The 10 fastest collapsing states in 2025. Number 10. Mississippi, the cycle of poverty. Mississippi has long struggled with high poverty rates and underfunded infrastructure, but 2025 marks a new low for the state. With over 20% of its population living below the poverty line, Mississippi's economic outlook is grim. Job losses in the agricultural and manufacturing sectors have accelerated, leaving communities with few options for stable employment. This, in turn, drives a brain drain as young professionals and college graduates leave the state for better opportunities elsewhere. The ripple effects of poverty are evident everywhere, from underfunded schools and shuttered hospitals to rising crime rates and deteriorating roads. Climate change has only worsened the situation, with frequent floods wreaking havoc on the already fragile infrastructure. Unless significant reforms are introduced, Mississippi could face even greater hardships in the years to come. Number 9. West Virginia, a state without a Plan B. Once the heart of America's coal industry, West Virginia now faces the harsh reality of economic decline. The demand for coal has plummeted, and with it, so has the livelihood of thousands. Entire communities have been left behind, and unemployment remains among the highest in the nation. The opioid crisis has only deepened the state's woes. With the highest rate of opioid-related deaths in the U.S., West Virginia's healthcare system is overwhelmed, leaving public health officials scrambling to address the crisis. Tourism and small business ventures have brought some hope, but these industries aren't enough to offset the collapse of traditional sectors. For West Virginia to recover, a major economic transformation is needed. Number 8. New Mexico, the struggle for stability. New Mexico, a state steeped in culture and history, continues to grapple with an economic identity that has failed to keep pace with the modern era. While sectors like tech and renewable energy have seen some growth, these advancements remain insufficient to counteract the state's long-standing economic challenges. Unemployment rates remain stubbornly high, leaving many families struggling to stay afloat. Rural areas bear the brunt of these challenges, where limited resources and opportunities force younger generations to leave for more promising prospects in urban centers or out of state entirely. This ongoing migration creates a feedback loop, further weakening the local economy and community structures in these areas. New Mexico's education system, consistently ranked among the worst in the nation, exacerbates the problem. Underfunded schools struggle to provide the necessary resources for students to succeed, leading to long-term consequences for the state's workforce. Additionally, rising crime rates and an overstretched healthcare system contribute to a growing sense of instability. With rural hospitals closing and residents lacking access to basic medical care, public health outcomes are worsening. Without bold policy changes and strategic investments, New Mexico risks falling deeper into economic and social decline, despite its immense potential. Number 7. Louisiana, battling disaster after disaster. Few states face as many natural disasters as Louisiana, and 2025 has been no exception. Hurricanes, floods, and the ongoing impact of climate change have left entire communities displaced and caused billions in damages. Beyond natural disasters, Louisiana's government has been plagued by corruption and inefficiency for years, leading to chronic underfunding of essential services. High poverty rates and inadequate healthcare access further exacerbate the state's challenges. Despite its rich culture and tourism potential, Louisiana's reliance on vulnerable industries and its inability to address systemic issues make its future uncertain. Number 6. Alaska, isolated and struggling. Alaska's breathtaking landscapes conceal a state grappling with a significant economic crisis. Declining oil revenues have left Alaska with a massive budget deficit, forcing severe cuts to public services. The state's remote nature and harsh climate have always posed challenges, but now many residents are leaving in search of better opportunities elsewhere. High unemployment rates and crumbling infrastructure only add to the difficulties. To make matters worse, Alaska is warming at twice the rate of the rest of the U.S., with melting permafrost and rising sea levels causing environmental and economic damage. Without major investments and a pivot away from oil dependence, Alaska faces an uncertain future. Number 5. Illinois, the pension crisis capital. Illinois has been sliding toward financial disaster for years, and 2025 is no different. The state's pension system is underfunded by billions of dollars, leading to budget deficits that force cuts to essential services. Chicago, the state's largest city, faces a shrinking population and rising crime rates, adding to Illinois' challenges. Meanwhile, the decline of the manufacturing sector has left many areas struggling to adapt to a changing economy. Taxes are rising, businesses are leaving, and residents are frustrated by the lack of progress. Experts warn that without significant fiscal reforms, Illinois' financial troubles will continue to snowball. Number 4. New York, the high-cost exodus. New York, long celebrated as a global economic hub and cultural icon, is now facing a growing exodus as its high cost of living becomes unsustainable for many residents. Nowhere is this more apparent than in New York City, where skyrocketing housing costs, steep taxes, and everyday expenses have left many households stretched to the limit. Families, professionals, and retirees alike are fleeing the state, seeking more affordable and stable opportunities elsewhere. Small businesses, the backbone of many local communities, are also struggling to survive. The combination of high operational costs, rising rents, and fierce competition has forced countless businesses to shut their doors or relocate to states with more business-friendly policies. Meanwhile, upstate New York, once a vibrant manufacturing hub, continues to grapple with decades of economic stagnation. Many towns and cities in the region are now marked by vacant storefronts, shrinking populations, and limited employment opportunities. Adding to these challenges is the issue of rising crime rates, particularly in urban areas like New York City. This has fueled a growing sense of instability and concern among residents, further driving migration out of the state. With a shrinking tax base and increasing financial pressures, New York's ability to maintain its status as an economic powerhouse is under threat. Experts warn that without bold reforms to address housing affordability, infrastructure, and public safety, the state's challenges will only deepen, leaving its future increasingly uncertain. Number 3. Oregon, homelessness and addiction. Oregon is renowned for its progressive values and natural beauty, but its economic and social challenges are mounting. Rising unemployment and a growing homeless population are straining the state's resources. Portland, once a vibrant city, now faces increasing crime and visible signs of decay. Drug addiction, particularly opioid abuse, is on the rise, further complicating efforts to stabilize the state. Oregon's education system and infrastructure are also struggling, leaving many residents questioning the state's ability to recover without drastic changes. Number 2. California. The Golden State losing its shine. California has long been synonymous with dreams of opportunity and prosperity, but in 2025, those dreams are increasingly out of reach for many. The state's housing crisis has reached a breaking point, with skyrocketing rents and home prices pushing even middle-income families to the brink. Affordable housing is a distant hope for many, and the fallout is visible everywhere, from packed shelters to sprawling tent cities in Los Angeles, San Francisco, and beyond. Homelessness has become a defining issue, with thousands of individuals and families struggling to find shelter in some of the wealthiest cities in the world. Meanwhile, businesses, once drawn to California's innovative atmosphere, are now fleeing to states with lower costs, fewer regulations, and a more favorable tax environment. This outmigration is taking a toll on the state's economy, particularly in sectors that rely on small to mid-sized enterprises. Adding to California's woes are the devastating impacts of wildfires, which continue to ravage the state year after year. Los Angeles, in particular, faces significant challenges as wildfires disrupt daily life, destroy homes, and strain resources. The economic cost of these fires is immense, with billions spent on recovery efforts, firefighting, and lost productivity. The fires also exacerbate the housing crisis, as displaced families compete for already scarce affordable housing options. While California's tech industry remains a global leader, it isn't enough to offset the state's growing list of challenges. Rising taxes, high unemployment, and widespread discontent among residents paint a picture of a state struggling to maintain its identity as the Golden State. If bold reforms aren't enacted soon, California risks losing the luster that once made it a beacon of opportunity. Number 1. Michigan, the Motor City's continuing struggles. Michigan, once the heart of America's automotive industry, continues to face significant challenges in 2025. Detroit remains a symbol of economic decline, with high unemployment rates and widespread poverty. The state's infrastructure, from roads to bridges, is in desperate need of repair, and its education system is struggling to prepare students for the future. While there have been efforts to revitalize Michigan's economy, progress has been slow. The state's ongoing struggles serve as a stark reminder of the difficulties in reversing decades of decline. The bigger picture, a nation at a crossroads. The challenges facing these states are not isolated. They're part of a broader story of economic instability, systemic issues, and shifting demographics that affect the entire nation. The struggles of high unemployment, underfunded infrastructure, and rising crime rates reflect deep-rooted problems that can no longer be ignored. If you live in one of these states, the time to take action is now. Whether it's evaluating your options, seeking new opportunities, or advocating for change in your community, understanding the economic realities shaping your state is the first step. These challenges may seem overwhelming, but they also present an opportunity for innovation, resilience, and reform. At Economy Explorer, we're committed to uncovering the stories and trends that matter. If you found this video insightful, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your engagement helps us continue to deliver in-depth analyses of the economic forces shaping our world. Thank you for being a part of our journey. Don't forget to check out one of the suggested videos on the screen for more insights into the economy and how it impacts our lives. Together, we can navigate these challenges and prepare for a brighter, more informed future. Stay informed, stay empowered, and thank you for watching Economy Explorer.